Welcome to 8-Bit Basic. In the last video, I showed you a collection of my basic books, and the winner, based on all of your comments, was Commodore 64 Games Book 2 by Greg Barnett. I've got two games from this book ready to go. I've got Attack of the Vogons, which had a lot of comments, and a really great cute one called Dumper. Coincidentally, a channel viewer DOSWelk messaged saying that he typed in Dumper and there was an issue with the code and he couldn't get it working. So we're going to play detective. We're going to have a look at his code, get it to match mine, see what his errors were. And he also sent through a game from book 1 called Laser Tower, which also unfortunately was not working. So I'm going to have a go at fixing that one as well. This is my first time filming with my lovely restored and fully working Commodore 64C. I've got a drive emulator, a brand new power supply, a wonderful new video cable, and it's all had a big clean. If you'd like to see any of the process, let me know in the comments and I can do a little quick video showing you what all these things do and how I went about cleaning it. Let's dive into the basic games. You'll notice that the video capture is not as clear as it usually is, as we are coming from original hardware here. And I do have the video out being captured by, well, it's not the most expensive of devices. It's a $100 knockoff retro scaler that sort of does a ×2 image scale to make it look a bit better when I digitize it. Attack of Vogons. So you can see we have a little bit of banding on the screen. I've made the text white because it's a bit easier for us to see, but I am hoping that by the time I film my next video, I'm going to have another little product that's been delivered that I'm going to be popping in between the video chip and the board, and it might allow me to tweak the signal and clean up some of these lines. But I'm very excited that this is the first time we're going with original hardware. Now, before I start, the instructions didn't list anything about what the controls were. So I want you to pause the video and have a guess. What are the movements for up, down, left, right, and to arm your shield? Please leave me a comment. If you were playing these games back in the day, you might already have some idea. I did not, and it took me a lot of trial and error. And it wasn't easy to see it in the code either because it's reading the key numbers. So you actually had to really dive into the code. Leave me your opinions. Let's play the game. Attack of the Vogons. Hit any key to begin. Alright, so our screen is drawing. While it's drawing, I'm going to let you know Q is up, Z is down, I is left, P is right, and spacebar arms our shield. So what I usually do is just put the shield straight on because you're going to get hit. You'll notice the score only ascends while you are heading to the right. So I think you're supposed to head to the right. You go off the screen. And then it does. I got hit already with the double sprite scaling whenever you get killed. Okay. We do have really good movement as well from the sprites. They're very quick. The keyboard is very responsive. I'm just going to pop my shield on. Oh no, it didn't work. Let's try it again. Okay, so I'm going to try and make it to the edge. Get it to reset so I can put my shield back on again. No, it's going to... Oh, I took out 2 of the Vogons. No, I still don't have my shield back yet. Let's keep going over to the edge. Ah, yes, now I get my shield back. So I think that's how the game's supposed to be played. Like, I thought you had to stay in the gridded area, but not much happens if you just stay in the grid area. So yes, I have found, maybe it's a hack, I don't know, the best way to play is to just go off, let it reset, then you get your shield option back again. You might take out a Vogon. Yee. So I'm doing pretty well. So there you have it. That's how I've decided that I like to play Attack of the Vogons. The next game we're going to look at is called Dumper. But the version that our viewer DOSWelk sent us, he called Dumpster, but that's not a problem. It's still going to work. So his was almost like mine, except for one character. There is just one symbol in the entire code that broke everything. So let's have a look at what we get. In this game, aliens are bombing the city and we have to fill in the empty bricks to keep the city safe. But as you can see, there is no us, there is just the alien. So that is what our big issue is. Let me show you how simple the fix was. It all came down to line 240. Have a quick scan across the line. What do you think is the one symbol that was incorrect? And this is a very common thing that I would do as well. Things that I usually get wrong is I replace zeros and O's. That's something I get wrong. Or I'll do a colon, semicolon. But here it is, and this is a mistake I've made before. It was not greater than, it was less than. So this is all about checking position. So because the position checking was always failing because of the wrong symbol, that's why we never showed up. So as soon as that was finished, Dumper is ready to play. Okay, let's do this. So you notice when the truck moves, that actually slows down the animation. So when you're moving, the ship moves a little slower, which is okay. I found that there's no real rush. Let the ship get back out of the way, and then you can start filling in the gaps. Come on. Sometimes you do have to play a bit of chicken. Oh, I got too close. Or a bit of cat and mouse. Get close and run away. There we go. Now I can start filling in some of the gaps. Also, the further that your brick falls, the more points you actually get. Not that you see the points, you only see the points when you are killed. And you've got three trucks, so I'm already have killed one truck, so I've got 2 left. So this one, I really don't mind. I think it's a very clever use of the Petsky characters. I should have kept going. So you can actually screen wrap. You can go all the way across. You do get a bit penalized though, so as you do drive across the screen, you will break some of the bricks underneath you, but sometimes it can be worth it just if you need to get to the other side. And if you need to, oh, come on. Oh, I just made it. There we go. So then I can come back through and keep fixing the wall. Now another thing, the instructions said to use a certain set of keys. Those keys did not work at all. They were completely wrong. It's Z for left, C for right, and U to place your bricks, which is nowhere near what the book actually said. So I don't know whether this started off as a Commodore PET game and those codes match the keyboard of the Commodore PET, or if it was just changed and nobody bothered to change the introductory text. But either way, this is the game. It is pretty fun. But yeah, I feel like they could maybe just have added a couple of things to it just to make it a bit more exciting. And guess what? I've done that. So let's look at it. Here comes my tweaked version, DUMPER 8BB for 8-bit basic, 8. Let's dive into it. Does this screen look familiar? I think I did a pretty good job recreating in Petsky characters. Let me know what you think in the comments. Dumper with tweaks by 8-bit basic YouTube channel. Move the truck using A and D. So I've updated the controls. Press space to drop bricks to protect the city. Press any key to start. There we go. So you can see now we have our score. We have a little sound effect when the bombs drop. And you can see how many trucks you have remaining. We also have a sound when you successfully drop your bricks into the holes. And I have added a little sound effect so that when you get hit with the bomb, you will hear this. Boop. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now just play for as long as I can. See how high my score can get. There we go, 614. And the last thing I should show you is what happens when a bomb does fall on the city. There we go. We just die. No exciting animations or anything like that, but that's the game. And I forgot to mention, I do like the cute little city underneath made out of Petsky characters. Does anyone recognize that tower thing with the yellow plus and the poles? I don't know. If it looks like a city near you, please let me know. Here is Laser Tower from Games Book 1. Laser Tower. Sent in by viewer Doswelk. Let me show you the symptoms of what's wrong. So because the character set has been changed, you can't actually see what the error is. So the little ship's been drawn, the little tank has been drawn for the laser tower, but we don't know what's wrong. This has happened to me many times before. When you're so close to the code, you've typed it in, you've gone over and over it, and you just can't see your own little mistakes. So this is what I found when I compared it to the book. Line 50. There is just one very, very small error in this line. So this example here, the semicolon and then the colon. So the semicolon just means that at the end of printing, the next thing to be printed will continue on the same line. We use the colon because we're adding in a new statement. For I, so it's just talking about a loop. Colon for a new statement, we're printing something. Semicolon meaning that we are going to stay on the same line, but here is the issue. There is no colon before the next statement. That's all it was. We were just missing that colon there. That's the first fix, but I've got to fix one more thing or we're still going to get an error. And this is also a classic mistake that I would make. Just a little typo. Instead of it, this should be an if statement. If TW. And there is just one more little fix. Actually, we'll play it without the little fix. I'll show you what it is, and then we'll go back and fix that. So now the game is in a runnable state. So we use our arrow keys to control our descent. We're being pulled into the laser. So the up-down will slow us down. And the left-right will pull us back towards the right, but you've really got to find the sweet spot. Or you just hit the ground. Let's try it again. I think there's also a little issue in the code where... there we go. It's caught up to itself. So yes, the little tank is clearing itself now. So I've just got to slow myself down to get this angle correct so I can land into the hole at the end. Nah. The other thing you'll notice, if you look to the very, very far right, we're missing one of the little blades of grass. So that's just the last fix that I will show you. So it's here in line 52. This is what prints the characters at the bottom of the screen, the little grass. There is just one extra D. When you remove that extra D, it prints all the grass properly across the bottom. Okay, now this is giving me good luck. Let's do it. As you can see, we have all of the grass down there now. It'll slow down. Yeah, we're still going okay. Oh, come on, laser. Help me out here. I'm on Struggle Street. Okay, come on, slowly. Come on, please. Oh, I can't believe it. Look, I'm getting a lot of value out of this game, so thank you, DOSWelk. Like, I have been filming this for quite a while, and I still have not successfully landed once. But I guess that's how these games were designed. They were designed to be simple to play, but difficult to master. Don't forget, all these games will be available on my GitHub, so please hit the link in the comments. After 20 minutes of playthrough, I did not have one successful landing, so hopefully, after a bit of practice, next video, I'll be able to show you a great landing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon for some more 8-Bit Basic.